Good morning and welcome to the Tuesday session of Yoga 5. Come and sit comfortably. Lift the armpits away from the floor. Spread the chest. Lift your ears. Join the palms together. Bring your attention to the breath. Just observe your inhalation and exhalation. Thumb resting on the sternum, the other four fingers away. We will begin by chanting Om 3 times. Take a slow, deep breath in. Om. 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 Slowly release your hands. Open your eyes. Wrap your palms and fingers around the knees. Roll the shoulders back. Lift the sternum, lift the navel, and as you breathe out, lift your ears and take the chin to the chest. Keep the chin there. Don't hold the breath. Now feel the back body spread. Feel the shoulder blades move away from each other. Feel the firmness in the upper back. Feel the upper back muscles roll down the back. Breathing in, raise up the head. Take it all the way back. Once again, the upper back muscles roll down the back. Move the shoulder in, open the chest. Maintain the openness of the chest, release the chin. Feel the length of the cervical spine and feel the shoulders moving away from the ear and the ear moving away from the shoulder. Stretch at the back of the neck. Breathing in, raise up your head. Take your right ear to the right shoulder. Feel the stretch on the left side. Shoulder away from the left ear and the left ear away from the left shoulder, creating space on the left side as you take the right ear further down. Breathing. Shoulder. Feel the stretch on the right side and move the right ear away from the right shoulder away from the right ear. Breathe in, raise up your head. Once again, take the head all the way back. And breathing out, release the chin to the chest. Place your fingers to the sides of the trunk, roll the shoulders back. Move the lower shoulder blade into the body. Lift the armpits away from the chest, feel the back body spread, and now straighten the legs. Straighten your leg, take the legs out slightly wider. Press your fingertips on the floor and lift it. Spread your palms and fingers, lean on your palms and fingers to lift the shoulders away from the hips. Soften the abdomen, heels away from you, toes towards you. Now press your thighs down and lift the chest. Forward, Fold your legs in for Vimanasana. Join the soles of your feet. Hold onto your ankles. Now the knees move down, the buttocks move down, the trunk moves up. A dual action. Now feel the stability of the hips, the knees, the thighs going down. But the work here is that as they move down, you lift the trunk. Soften the abdomen, take the navel back. Lift your shoulders, lift your ears. Now once you've found this extension, firm up your posture and stay there. And now breathe into this extension of the trunk and the openness of the pelvic area. Pull up the entire trunk as you breathe in, and as you breathe out, softly release the breath through the abdominal area. Even Vimanasana has to become quiet. Eyes if they close, release your fingertips behind you and stretch out your legs straight ahead. Heels away from you, toes towards you. Press your thighs down, fix your hip and buttock to your seat or the floor or your support. Interlace your fingers, rotate at the wrist, turn the palms away from you. A full extension from the shoulder to the wrist. Breathing in, raise up your arms. Upper arm in line with the ear. Pin the thighs down to pin the buttock down. Take the navel back, take the abdominal organs back. Stretch the armpit, stretch the wrists, stretch the palms. And now fill up the trunk as you breathe in, from the hip to the armpit and from the armpit to the wrist. Your thighs are actively pushing down, your heels are lengthening away from you to give you stability. The abdomen is soft and breathe into the pose. Sides of you, fold your legs in the other way. Take your right hand behind you in line with the spine, your left hand over the right knee. It's a gentle morning twist. Breathing in, lift. As you breathe out, twist over to look over the right shoulder. Move the left shoulder blade into the body, the right shoulder blade away from you. Move the navel slightly back. Soften the abdomen. Release into your pose and find the breath. As you breathe out, soften the abdomen. It will allow you to twist just a little bit more. Gaze forward. Release your hands. Over to the left hand behind you. Your right hand over the left knee. Breathing in, lift the side of the trunk, soften the abdomen. As you breathe out, twist to look over your left shoulder. Move the right shoulder blade into the body and the left shoulder blade away from you. Soften the abdomen. Settle in your pose and find the breath. Your fingertips on the floor in front of you. Move it slightly forward, even a ruler's length. Press your fingers down. Lift the sternum, lift the navel, but push the buttock back. Push the buttock back and lift the trunk. So there's an extension between the navel and the hips, and the navel and the sternum, but the buttock is pushing down. Walk your hands further forward. Push the buttock back onto your seat. Lift the navel, lift the sternum. Keep pressing your fingertips down to move the buttock back. Your hands back and come to stand. Stand with your feet hip width apart. Place your hands on your hips. Toes facing forward. Lock your thighs, move them back to lock the hips. Holding onto your hips, lift your hips away. Lift your hips away from the knees. Push them back and lock them. Lift your armpits away from the hips, so lengthen the sides of the trunk. And lock the shoulder blades and lock the chest. This gives you a length in the front body, back body, and side body. So we're focusing on lengthening the trunk as well. Roll your shoulders back, move your elbows towards each other, keep the chest open. From here, extend your arms down to Tadasana. Keep your feet apart. Press your feet down, move your thighs back. Lengthen from the hips to the armpits, open the chest. Now breathe into the space created in the trunk once again. From the hip to the armpit, and breathe out down the arms. Release your breath. So it's quite important for our poses to have the extension of the trunk, especially the front body and the side body. Take the arms out to the side and lengthen your wrists away from each other. Breathe in from the hip to the armpit. And as you breathe in, widen the wrists away from each other. Feel the spread in the chest, and as you breathe out, soften the abdomen. Arms to face forward. Extend the wrists away from each other as you breathe in. Maintain the width of the trunk and the length of the trunk. Can you lift the armpits away from the hips? At the same time, lengthen the wrists away. And breathe into the space created in the upper chest. Release your hands to your hips. Roll the shoulders back, draw your elbows towards each other and look. Lengthen from the groin area to the navel to the sternum, and keep the chest open. The lower shoulder blade moves into the body. Feel the openness of the chest. And can you lift the armpits away from the hips? At the same time, broaden the chest by drawing the elbows closer together. Breathe out and release. One more time, roll the shoulders back. Draw the elbows towards each other to open the chest. Keep the abdomen soft. And spread the chest. Move the lower shoulder blade into the body and breathe into the space created. Armpits away from the hips. Draw the elbows closer. And release. Our focus asana today is going to be a Vimanasana. Vimanasana is a preparation for the standing poses, especially the warrior series. What you're going to do is you're going to stretch out your legs and keep them straight. Roll the shoulders back. Lift the armpits away from the chest, broaden across the chest. As you breathe out, you bend the front knee to go down as if you're doing the warrior pose, but take your arm out to the side. So the action here is dual. Similar to Utkatasana, where the hips go down, you create a broadness in the chest and a length in the trunk at the same time. Let's do it together. Firm up your feet, both feet facing forward. And create the train tracks once again where there's a width between your legs, a hip width. Keep your hands on your hips. Breathe in. Lift the chest. Lengthen from the hips to the armpit. Roll the shoulders back. Elbows facing each other. Breathing in, lift the trunk. And as you breathe out, bend the front knee to go down. But focus on the descent of the hips, but the lifting of the trunk. Move the lower shoulder blade into the body and look up. Straighten your front leg. Change legs. So both feet are facing forward. The hip and trunks facing forward. Roll the shoulders back. Draw your elbows together. Breathe in. Lift the trunk. Lift the sternum. Broaden across the shoulders. As you breathe out, bend the front knee to go down. Shift the weight equally on the back foot and the front foot. As the hip descends, lift the trunk. Create space between the shoulders and the hips and broaden across the chest and look. Take your front leg. Change legs once again. So we're going to start with the leg action, followed with the arm action, then the arm action, followed with the leg action. Roll the shoulders back, keep the chest open. Breathing in, lift the side of the trunk and lengthen from the hip to the armpit. You want this extension from here to here, and you want the spread across the chest at the same time. Roll the shoulders back. Draw the elbows together. Press firmly on both feet. Breathe in, lift the trunk. Breathe out, descend the front knee to go down. With the hip going down, open the chest, and now take out the arms to the side. Spread the arms, spread the chest, and the work is to descend the hips, lift the trunk. Find your breath, press your feet, engage your thighs, lift the sides of the trunk. Lift your hips, straighten your legs, and change legs. It's leg action followed with arm action. Both feet facing forward, anchor your feet first. Hip facing forward, roll the shoulders back. Breathing in, lift the sides of the trunk. And as you breathe out, bend the front knee and descend the hips. The hips move down, the trunk moves up. Feel the openness of the chest. Lift the armpits away from the hips. Hips are facing forward, now spread the arms across. Lengthen the wrists away from each other to open the chest. Shoulder blades move in and away from each other. Lift the trunk as you descend the hips. Press firmly on both feet, both thighs engage. Front thigh moving down, back thigh moving back. But focus on the lift and the openness of the chest. Straighten your leg. Place your hands on your hips. And change legs once again. Now we start with the arm action followed by the leg action. So take the arms out across, open the chest. Lengthen the wrists away from each other. Lift the shoulders away from the hips, broaden across the chest. Breathing in, lift the side of the trunk. And as you breathe out, descend the front knee to go down. Keep the chest lifted, descend the hips, and focus on lifting the sides of the trunk. Stretch the sides of the trunk. Spread across the sternum and descend your hips. Feet pressing down, front thigh moving down, back thigh moving back. Straighten your legs, release your hands, and change legs once again. This is good preparation for warrior 1, 2, and 3. Turn your hips to face forward. Press firmly on your feet. Extend the arms out to the side. Spread the chest. Lengthen the wrists away from each other. Create space in the back body. Breathing in, lift the sides of the trunk. Lift the armpits away from the hips. Maintain this extension, bend to the front knee and go down. As the hips descend, lift the shoulders away from the hips. While the shoulders lift from the hips, extend your wrists away from each other. Soften the abdomen. Front thigh moves down, back thigh moves back. Keep lengthening the wrists away from each other. Descend the hips. Straighten your front leg. Release and step your feet back. Keep your feet hip-width apart. Breathe in, raise up the arms. Box at the elbows, hinge at the hips and fold forward. Feel the spine stretch to the floor, soften the abdomen, and lengthen the sides of the trunk down. Lengthen your elbows down to the floor and stretch. You can slightly bend the knees, soften the abdomen as a recovery. Place your hands on your hips, breathe in to come up. Raise up the arms once again and change the bind. Change the bind. Lengthen the wrists, elbows, armpits, sides of the trunk. Breathing in, lift as you breathe out. Hinge at the hips, fold, fold. Draw the elbows down, stretch the elbows down. Stretch the spine, the sides of the trunk, keep the abdomen soft. Keep the legs strong. You can slightly bend the knees to get more of a stretch. And thereafter work to straighten the legs. Place your hands on your hips. Breathe in to come up. Side once again. Join your feet together. And stand tall. Feel that you have more of a lift in the side of the trunk, more of an openness in the chest. Breathe in from your feet all the way up to your shoulders, and from your shoulders, feel the breath running down the arms. Freedom that the standing pose brings, especially in creating a width in the body and a length in the trunk. Feel the energy in the legs. Press the feet down, push the thighs back, lock the legs. Lift the shoulders away from the hips. Extend your fingers all the way down. Breathe in from your feet to the shoulders. And breathe out from the shoulders down the arms. Roll the shoulders back. As you breathe out, release the chin to the chest to release any tightness in the shoulder area. Raise up your head and come to kneel. Come to kneel facing the side of your mat. Sit back. Press your fingertips down. Move the buttock back and feel the extension of the sides of the trunk. Buttock back, move the groin back. Sit on your heels, take your knees wide apart. And look up. Feel that openness and extension. Stretch your hands forward, stretch the palms forward and release into child's pose. Release the forehead first, stretch the palms, stretch the arms. Soften the body, soften the trunk. Release the front body, release the back body. Release the forearms and become quiet. Feel the width and the length of the trunk release to the floor. Keep moving the buttock back to create a length in the lumbar. Look forward, move the sternum forward and release your forehead back onto the floor. Focus on just the exhalation. Your hands back. Walk your hands back. And come to lie flat on your back. Keep your hands up and your feet flat on the floor. Raise up your arms all the way past the ear and lengthen your shoulders away from the hips. Lengthen your hips away from the shoulders. So create this length, move the groins away. Find the length in the trunk. Draw both your knees in toward the chest. Soften the abdomen. Release the back body to the floor. Release the front body to the floor. Release the navel to the floor. As you breathe out, feel the softness in the abdomen. Maintain the length and the width of the trunk. Turn the upper arm, roll it out, and straighten your right leg, straighten your left. Soften the abdomen and focus on just the exhalation. Out. The length of the trunk and the width of the trunk as you breathe out. Put the hands on the abdomen. Raise up your knees one by one, keeping your feet flat on the floor. Raise up the right arm all the way past the reach. Roll over onto your right hand side. And press to come to sit. Come to sit in any comfortable posture. Place your fingertips on the floor. Lift the armpits away from the hips. Broaden across the chest. Feel the length and the width of the trunk. At the same time, the stability of your legs. Eyes closed, join the palms together. Fix your base, fix your legs, fix your hips, and lift the trunk out of the hips. Broaden across the chest. Feel the length and width of the trunk. At the same time, feel the quietness. Outline your pose and feel the softness on the inside. Take a slow, deep breath in. And as you breathe out, release your chin to the chest. Thanking yourself for taking this time to nourish your body, your mind, and your spirit. Slowly. And we will meet.